And for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
City of Romulus City Council regular meeting for Monday, February 2nd, 2015, and the roll will show that all members are present. Tonight's council meeting agenda is as follows. Number 1, agenda, 2 minutes, 3 petitioner, 4 chairperson's report, 5 mayor's report, 6A clerk's report, 6B treasurer's report, 7 public comment, 8 unfinished business, 9 new business, 10 communication, and number 11 adjournment. And a motion would be in order to accept the agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support.
Been motion by Mr. Kraut, supported by Mr. Makowski for approval of the agenda as presented. Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Agenda approved.
2A, approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held January 26, 2015.
So moved to approve the minutes from the regular council meeting of January 26th.
Support.
Been motion by Ms. Makowski, supported by Ms. Roscoe for approval of the minutes from the regular council meeting held January 26, 2015. Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Abstain.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
2B, approval of the minutes from the special meeting held on January 22nd, 2015 at 5:30 PM. This was a study session regarding the neighborhood street improvements. And there was a second special meeting on January 26, 2015 at 7 o'clock PM. This was a public hearing regarding the proposed program statement for Community Development Block Grant Program. And approval would be in order of the minutes of those special meetings.
Move for the approval, a motion for the approval of the minutes from January 22nd, as well as January 26th.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Abdo, supported by Mr. Kraut for approval of the minutes for the January 22nd study session and the 26th public hearing. Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Abstain, I was absent on the 22nd.
Okay, Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Abstain.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
There are no petitioners on the agenda tonight. Number 4 is the chairperson's report.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. There was no special meeting held tonight. I would like to just read, I had some calls and they wanted me to keep reading these hazardous waste material collection dates and what they can get rid of. So I just named some of them. This is the Household Hazardous Waste Collection sponsored by the Wayne County Department of Public Services. Example of some of the items they will be accepting is household paints, stains, dyes, floor wax, floor care products, carpet cleaner, furniture polish, bathroom cleaners, stain removers, solvents, pharmaceutical waste, nail polish, glue, fertilizer, lawn and garden chemicals, pesticides, antifreeze, motor oil, gasoline, propane tanks, automobile, batteries and dry cell batteries, fluorescent bulbs, all types, fire extinguishers, smoke detectors, mercury thermometers, thermostats, and elemental mercury. Some products that they will, only household generated products from Wayne County will be accepted. And this is just for Wayne County residents only. Items that will not be accepted includes these: commercial waste, industrial waste, radioactive materials, explosive, ammunitions, 55-gallon drums, shock-sensitive materials, household trash, refrigerators, microwaves or other appliances, tires, yard waste, roofing shingles, and concrete. If you have any questions of any of these items, what can be accepted or not accepted, you can call this number. Here is at area code 734-326-3936. Again, it's area code 734-326-3936. And another thing, don't forget the soul food dinner. It'll be held on the 10th, which is a Tuesday at the Romulus High School. I think, Ms. Bragg, is that at 6 o'clock? You know, I think it's at 6.
6, yeah.
6 p.m. Plenty of good food. With that, that concludes the chairperson's report.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Roscoe.
I'll make a motion to accept your report.
Support.
Motion by Ms. Roscoe, supported by Mr. Kraut, to accept the chairperson's report. Ms. Roscoe,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut.
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth, Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Ms. Choate.
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved, and thank you.
Number 5 is the mayor's report.
Thank you. Good evening, council, treasurer, clerk, and audience. Real quick quote tonight I brought goes as this: management is doing things right, leadership is doing the right things. And with that, we had some good work that was done last week. Even though I was gone, I wanted to give a shout out to Chief Dickerson for filling in for me last week at the meeting. Appreciate that. As everybody knows, we jumped right into a winter storm just the last day or so. Third highest amount of accumulation, 17 inches approximately here in Romulus at Metro Airport. I want to give a shout out. With that much snow in a short period of time, our DPW, our police, our fire, our first responders did an awesome job. Our plan is to basically have all the roads clear tonight with some cleanup work tomorrow. What I wanted to do is briefly just have Bob McCrate come up and just give a short overview for council and for the public, just as to where we stand. But we made a ton of progress today. Very proud of our whole team for what they've done. And we really got more than just the major streets open today. We got regular streets, local neighborhood streets, and cul-de-sacs pretty much done today. So, Mr. McCrate, can you come up briefly and just give a where we are and where we stand as of today and our plan for tomorrow?
Absolutely. Mr. Mayor, Council, and Treasurer, Madam Clerk. As I've been informed by crews that are out there right now, we're going to probably pull our guys in right around 8 o'clock tonight or shortly after. All city streets should be open and serviceable at that time. All we need to do after that is to clean up and to push back. It becomes too dark out and too dangerous for the guys to do that tonight. So we'll start that again tomorrow at normal business hours and finish cleaning up and take care of that. So the snow emergency will still be in effect. We did give previous notification. We decided on Saturday or on Friday evening to issue the preemptive snow emergency, so residents had time to move their vehicles from the street. We do not want to tow cars. It's a last ditch effort. Vehicles in a roadway just hamper our operations severely as far as multiple trips to the same location. A location that might take a half an hour for a driver could take us up to an hour or 2 hours if they're swerving around cars. We saw one of our guys today that was driving a 5-ton truck in the neighborhood and trying to slalom around a windy road and park cars was incredibly dangerous for himself also. So I also want to thank police and fire. They were out Super Bowl Sunday knocking on doors and using their PA system to let residents know. They didn't tow any cars on Sunday, but to let them know it was a snow emergency, you need to move the vehicles from the street to keep it safe for emergency vehicles and our guys to do their job. So they did a great job clearing the streets. Like I said, towing is a last-ditch effort. We really don't want to do that, but it's necessary in order to be able to make our roads serviceable and safe.
Thank you, Mr. McCrate. Appreciate it. Again, just on the fact of the snow emergency, we're still in a snow emergency. For the residents, pay attention to cable, obviously, to our website, to Facebook. Once I get the high sign that they've done their cleanup work, we will remove the snow emergency, and then it's okay to park back on the streets. But for now, still, please stay off the streets and let them finish their job and make sure we get the streets open again for the residents, for the schools, and for the businesses. So just an update on that. One kind of other issue that came up from that, Waste Management, who does our waste removal, they're running a day behind. We got notification on that. We sent that out. That was also put on Facebook, the website, and tried to notify people that, so if your normal pickup day would have been Monday, it'll be tomorrow. They're just going to run a day behind. So they will still pick up waste, again, because of the 17 inches of snow that put them behind as well also. Another thing, just really to follow up, and this actually came from a comment and conversation with Councilman Wadsworth. He was asking about the last Teamster contract where we actually, part of the bargaining, some of you may recall, tied into a RAC membership and a wellness program to have healthy living and so forth. So I thought, for everybody's sake, I just wanted to have Chief Dickerson come up and hit some of the highlight bullet points that when that was approved, when it was brought to council, when Teamsters ratified it, when you voted on it, so that we're clear on some of the facts on that, so you're better prepared, as well as the residents are better prepared as to why that went into effect and so forth. So Chief, could you cover a few of those, please?
Yes, I will. Thanks, Mayor. Good evening, Mr. Chairman,
Good evening.
members of the council, clerk treasurer. If you recall, back in June of this year, we had some very fruitful negotiations with the Teamsters and AFSCME, and we settled the labor agreements. One of the items the unions asked us for was a healthy living incentive by way of a RAC membership. We costed it out, and we felt it was a good deal for the unions and a good deal for the city, in that the unions didn't accept a salary increase this year. They gave us some concessions in health care. If you recall, the previous contract called for 2% cost share. In the new contract, although we switched to the Teamster Health Welfare Fund, and receive some savings from the Teamster Healthcare Fund. If they ever go back to the city plan, they're locked in at 10% cost share. There was a lot of give and take on both sides. The RAC membership, yes, the Teamsters, AFSCME, and the non-union do have a RAC membership that's available to them, but the cost of that RAC membership is very minimal compared to a salary increase and some of the concessions and that they gave the city at that time. We didn't just hand out a RAC membership. I know there's some talk out there that, and not from Councilman Wadsworth by no means, but I had heard this prior too about people were grousing in the community about that. And the research we did when they asked for it was we found that 74% of big companies offer healthy living incentives for their employees to promote healthy living, to promote the employees to work out and maintain better health, which reduces health care, which reduces sick time, which reduces stress, which reduces a lot of the bad stuff by working out. So we think it's a good thing, and if anyone comes to you about this RAC membership, it was in the contract that both sides ratified, the council ratified it, and again, the employees are using it, so it's a win-win for both sides.
Yes, Mr. Wadsworth?
Bob and Mayor, I appreciate you coming and explaining. The problem is, we get these questions out there on the street. So at this point, are we just giving them a membership, or are we paying the RAC for them to have a membership is a question that.
That's a good question, Councilman. We are reimbursing the
If
RAC.
that was negotiated as a union contract, that's fine with me
Right.
too.
We are, here's the way it works, is the funds, employees that had a RAC membership prior to the new contract, they're now covered under the contract where they don't have to pay for it. They have to pay the taxes. The feds, the IRS has strict rules on, it's still a benefit, so the employees have to pay the tax on the benefit. But the city is reimbursing the RAC for the memberships that were in place prior to the contract ratification, because then the RAC would have lost money had we pulled them out and not reimbursed the RAC for that. So they are made whole, and it's roughly around $9,000 a year that we reimburse, so the RAC's basically even on that, minus the new employees.
That's the
that are
whole
using
package
it.
is $9,000.
Well, that was the money that.
That's not per person. I mean,
No, that's the whole package that they were getting prior to this benefit, and we wanted to make sure they remained whole. Now, there's more people using the RAC and by way of city employees, but, people have told me you really don't see this big increase of people because people work out at different times. And, having 81 new people at the RAC when they have thousands and thousands of members, you're not going to notice 81 people.
And I really didn't know how to answer. It's a taxable benefit. I didn't know
is.
that union. I mean, we had union contracts where when we worked for Wayne County that we got free attorney. We didn't pay tax on that. Or
The
something new.
IRS rules have changed where it's considered a taxable benefit, and before the employee actually opts into the RAC membership, they sign a form acknowledging it's a tax benefit, and when they opt in, they have to sign that they're aware that they have to pay
All right,
taxes.
fine. That's perfect explanation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief, appreciate it.
Thank you.
One last thing I did want to bring up, and it's a big thing because we're now in the month of February, and we got a bunch of events going on, but I wanted to ask council to pass a resolution recognizing February as the official Black History Month in the city of Romulus. And under discussion, I just want to mention a couple things that we have going on this month, Mr.
So
Chairman.
moved, Mr. Chairman.
Support.
The motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut, for a resolution for the Black History Month.
And just under discussion, if I could, Mr. Chairman, you already mentioned the soul food dinner, which is kind of a tradition. The city's Black History Recognition Breakfast is going to be Tuesday, February 17th, 9 a.m. at the Romulus Athletic Center. There's also going to be a Children's Underground Railroad program Tuesday, February 17th at 6:30 p.m. That's at the library, Romulus Public Library. Ages 4 and up will be included in that program. And some of you may notice already, but we have the Black History Showcase. We're going to do a Thursday, February 26th at 7 p.m. at the Romulus High School Auditorium. There's $5 to see the Student Showcase VIP, which there are going to be tickets available for that. You'll hear more about it, but it's a complete meal, and it's going to be at the Eagle's Nest, which is the restaurant at the high school. It's Mrs. Terry Brinston is kind of working with that at the high school. Her number is 734-532-1112. So a lot of things. There's more to come. You notice the showcase coming in. We already tried to feature some things. I thought we did a nice job last year with that program, and it's tough to top the program we had last year, but we're still trying to take it very serious, and I really am intrigued with the Underground Railroad portion, which we have some unique history here in Romulus. So I just wanted to make sure that we actually do an official resolution and get the word out about some of the things that are going on, because we can offer all these activities, but we need people to come out and support them. So you'll hear us talk more about them and see them out on Facebook and the website, but I just wanted to mention that under discussion.
Okay. Okay. Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, Council. And really, my one item for action is really just asking under 5A is a request to adopt the attached resolution to amend the bylaws of the Alliance of the Downriver Watershed, or ADW, and that was the recommendation of Roberto Scapitici.
So move, Mr. Chairman, for the Alliance of the Downriver Watershed, ADW bylaws.
Support.
Discussion, please.
Motion by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Ms. Abdo, to accept the attached resolution to amend the bylaws of the Alliance of Downriver Watersheds, ADW. In discussion?
Just-
Yes.
Just one comment. Looking at Article 2C1, the paragraph that precedes the bullet point responsibilities actually has it's different. The chair, it says serves in absence of the treasurer, which I think they meant to say the treasurer serves in absence of the vice chair and chair.
Correct, that's correct. So
So-
they've got that flipped around?
Yep, and then, yep,
I'll bring
that's
that up
it.
to him. What was
Thank
that, 2C?
2C1.
2C1?
Yeah, the bullet
I'll
points.
make sure that
Thank
that's
you.
clear. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Abdo?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
Thank you, Council. That concludes my report.
Thank you, Mayor.
6A is the clerk's report. Under 6A1, for second reading and final adoption is Budget Amendment 1415-13, General Fund. This was introduced at the council meeting of January 26, 2015. This budget amendment is in the amount of $5,000.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Ms. Choate.
I'd like to make a motion that we grant second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 1415-13 in the general fund amount of $5,000. Support.
Motion by Ms. Choate, supported by Ms. Roscoe, for second reading and final adoption of Budget Amendment 1415-13, General Fund, for the amount of $5,000. Any discussion? Ms. Choate?
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe?
Yes.
Mr. Wadsworth?
Yes.
Ms. Makowski?
Yes.
Mr. Kraut?
Yes.
Mr. Abdo? Yes. Chair votes yes. Motion approved.
That concludes the clerk's report. 6B is the treasurer's report.
Good evening, council, mayor, clerk,
Good evening.
audience. I'd just like to remind our taxpayers that taxes are due on February 17th. That is a Tuesday. Monday is a holiday, so we are accepting payments through the 17th. So please make sure that you make that payment timely. And then finally, I just want to thank my staff as well. It's nice to step away and come back and know that everything has been handled and they did a great job. So thank you to each and every one of my staff members. And that's it under my report.
Thank you, Ms. Page.
7 is public comment, and this is a portion of our meeting. For those in the audience to have an opportunity to have remarks or comments for council. If those in the audience would like to have comments, you may do so at this time. Please raise your hand after being acknowledged by the chairperson. Approach the podium, and please limit your comments to 3 minutes. We do not have any written comments.
Any other
Requests.
comments from the audience? If there's none, we'll close that part out.
All right, number 8 is unfinished business. Number 9 is new business. Number 10 is communication.
John,
Yes, Mr. Kraut.
I just want to thank our DPW workers for the great job of removing the snow. They're in my sub at 4 o'clock in the morning coming through there. Guys did a great job.
Thank you. I also like to say, DPW, they always do a good job. I noticed the guys out there, one time last year, I felt so sorry for them. They was out there freezing, you know. There I'm sitting in a warm car. You know, I started to get out, but it was a little bit too cold for me. But I really appreciate it in the DPW. They really do a great job, all kidding aside. Thank you.
And if there's no more communication, number 11 is adjournment.
So moved.
Support.
It's been motioned by Mr. Wadsworth, supported by Mr. Kraut. For adjournment, Mr. Wadsworth,
Yes.
Mr. Kraut,
Yes.
Ms. Roscoe.
Yes.
Ms. Makowski.
Yes.
Ms. Choate,
Yes.
Ms. Abdo.
Yes.
Chair votes yes. We are adjourned. Thank you.